Hi.
Hello.
Okay. Thank you for taking the time to join this interview.
It's all right.
Okay, let me introduce myself first. My name is Rima and I'm English literature student in Indonesia. And this interview is actually part of my final assignment for a course. It's named British Society and Literature. So I really appreciate your willingness to participate.
It's okay.
Okay, before we begin, would you mind if I ask you to introduce yourself?
I'm Alex. I'm an engineer in from England, and I've agreed to answer the questions for the interview.
Okay. So you're a native British?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. It's nice to meet you. Now I'd like to ask you a few questions on three main topics: is social media, religion, and education. This will be a relaxed and informal conversation, so just share your thoughts and it's based on your experience or what you've observed. So let's start. Shall we?
Yep.
Okay, let's begin with the topic that most people are familiar with. It is social media. My first question is how big of a role does social media play in people's life in the UK, especially among young people?
Young people,
Yeah.
I'd say probably one of the most influential things at the moment. It's where all of the youth culture is on at the moment. All the big brands are using it now for advertising. They're trying to do all the new trends to appeal to younger people. You've got all music artists and celebrities and stuff are all on it because that's where the people are. And then our music charts is basically just dictated by whichever songs are on TikTok at the moment.
Yeah, this really has become a part of daily life, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's next to our second question. Would you say social media has had a more positive or negative impact on British society overall?
There's been, I'd say really recently, probably negative. You've got the whole, there's a lot of, I'd say we're going backwards in terms of some mindsets with inclusiveness and rights, who should have rights, who shouldn't have rights, as a result of some very vocal
Yeah.
individuals like Andrew Tate, and we get a lot of American politics leaks over here, and I think it's not necessarily bad, but it sort of is determined by where you fall on what you get forced on you on social media. So I stopped using it because it's I don't. I'll make my own opinion, but I see especially on young people, I think it's probably at the point where it's not weaponized, but it's very easy to set their opinion at a young age just because they've looked at social media.
Yeah, that's really just definitely depends on how we use, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And for the last question of these topics, are there any current social or political issues being widely discussed on media in the UK? That
We have
discussed.
our main probably political discussions are always immigration and
Immigration.
our politics have been very much one sided for as long as I can remember, and we've just had a big swap. So to the other, it's like how the American system's just swapped from one to the other. We've basically done the same, but the other one has been in for a while, and now it's very it's not. It's the more left leaning side in now, so you can get. It's very clear discussion on social media with you can tell who falls on which side, but we have the freedom to express that on on social media. So
Yeah, the freedom is number one, and those kind of topics can really gain traction online quickly. Yeah. And then let's move
yeah.
to something a bit more personal, religion in British society. My first question is: are people in the UK generally religious, spiritual, or more secular these days?
We have quite a large variety that I don't think really comes across to like other countries, because if I had to guess, like where I live, there's probably more Muslims than any other religion,
Yeah.
because it's either people that are Muslim that are living like in a Muslim community, or people that don't belong to a religion, mainly where I live. But then there's still quite a lot of Christian people that very traditional Christians, but I think that's more the like older like the people's grandparents and stuff that are like the Christians mainly, and there is still some like trickle down, but it's mainly, I would say, it's mainly Muslim or atheist in where I am, at least. So, but there is a reasonable we have Jews over here, we have some Hindus and Sikhs over here. We have a bit of everything, really.
Yeah, that's an interesting shift, and society really is changing is in that sense, and that's a special things about religions. And next, how does the UK handle religious diversity in daily life, like in schools, workplace, or public spaces?
When you're in, um, I don't know how your like school ages work, but when we're in like what we call primary school, which is up until the age of 11, you have RE, which is religious education, where they'll like I went to a Church of England primary school, but they'll still teach like you learn about Christianity, you learn about Judaism, you learn about Islam, and then that continues until you're about 16, and then that's when you choose what subjects you want to do at school. So if you want to continue learning it, you can. If not, you sort of you'll still learn some of it, but it's like less intense. It's just that you have to be taught this. So you'll have it like you have to be taught PE. So you do exercise, you have to be taught some RE, you have to be taught some like personal health education and all that sort of stuff. But we are taught it until we leave school. So
Yeah, but there's any respect, of course, and it's great to hear that there's effort to respect different beliefs. And number five is this is the last topic for religion. And do you think religion is a topic that openly discussed in the UK, or is it still considered private?
I think people that are religious in the UK are. I don't want to make it sound like a bad thing, but they're very like vocal about the fact that they're religious most time. Like it is. It's rightfully a part of their person, but it is something that they will make it so you are aware of what the religion is, whether you view that as a good thing or a bad thing. But it's very much like which faith do you belong to. If you belong to, it sort of comes up very early when you meet different people.
Okay, so it's really depends on the context.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, now let's move to the final topic is education in the UK. My first question is could you briefly describe what the education system in the UK is like?
I think we're pretty good. We're not as good as some other European countries, but we have education until you are 18, because when you are 18 you are legally an adult over here. But then when you are 18 you could get a degree at university, or do what I've done an apprenticeship.
Yeah.
So you're still in you work full time
Okay, okay.
and I'm getting a qualification. So, but it's more dependent on like what you want to do, and not really like, are you capable of doing it?
Okay,
Going to be able to do anything that they put their mind. Like I was quite good academically, and I'm not as good practically, but I just didn't want to go to uni because I was pretty done with studying after we had all our lockdowns. So I just thought I'll go to work, and then I can buy things, like, to put it simply. So
Okay, so it depends again on what we want to do. And thanks for explaining that. It gives a clear idea of the structure, and it's honestly it's quite same in Indonesia, which we have to choose whether we want to go to uni or we want to work by ourselves. So okay, I can understand that. And now, number two is, what are some common challenges students face in the UK today? Or maybe it's
stuff is very
AI?
expensive for young people, like for students. So, like, if you're at university where you're living like in your own like accommodation,
Okay.
it's very difficult to do your studies, and like you've got to basically work and do your studies, and that is two full-time things. So that's a big problem at the minute with like that'd be like 18 to like early 20s sort of age group. And then we've got just a lot of, like, social media's completely ruined young people's attention spans. And then lockdown as well, like when we all went into a lockdown for COVID, there's still got an impact with, there's people, especially like the younger people, they've missed quite a lot of their development because they couldn't go to school and learn properly because of COVID. So that's going to be a problem for probably the next decade.
Okay, COVID, yeah, it's happened in entire world, and until now we still get the impact of it. And okay, next, do you think education is equally accessible to everyone in the UK?
Yeah, it's like you don't have to pay to go to school. You can pay to go to a private school, but
okay.
You don't, like, there's no need to. And then to go to uni, it does cost. Like, you get your student loan, but everyone can do it.
Yeah.
Like, you could pay for, I guess, a premium education from start to finish, but there is not really a need to.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so for the before we go to 18 years old, the education there is still work progress in equality, isn't it?
Say that again, sorry. Just.
Okay.
I've not understood the question. Just say that again, sorry.
Okay, so next, are there any subjects or areas that you think should be emphasized more in the UK schools?
I think we can. I think there's a lot of stuff we sort of teach that we can sort of replace with other stuff. Like, I think we should learn, because the way we do like foreign languages isn't very good. So I think we either start that younger, personally. So, like, I've got a French qualification. I've forgotten it all. I can't speak French anymore because I started doing it when I was 15 and finished doing it when I was 16. Like, I can't remember any of that. I think we need to either learn that younger or swap it for something like sign language or like that sort of thing, where it's always helpful, like, regardless of, I can't understand what language you speak, but you might know sign language, and then that is helpful for, obviously, like, deaf people. Like, no one knows how to speak sign language over here, so you do get it, like there'll just be someone that speaks it and no one can actually communicate with them. So you've just got to write stuff down. And just stuff like we do sort of like half-hearted subjects. Like we have basically like stuff when we're younger that's all about like our own like health and safety. And it's like, yeah, it's important, but it could also be done a lot better. So it's all like starts off like when you're young, it'll be like, yeah, don't talk to strangers, and then as you get older, it starts going into like physical well-being and all that sort of stuff, and it's like it's sort of, we don't need that anymore, so that could be something else. Like that's easy. Like everyone is sort of very health focused now because of social media and stuff, so I think that could be swapped out.
Okay,
but you'll ask anyone and they'll all say, oh, this subject needs to go. And so I don't know. I don't think they ever will. But
okay, that's a great suggestion. It could really help prepare students better, even more. Yeah. Okay. For the last question, how do you think education in the UK will evolve in the next few years?
Well, everyone's having to adjust to AI is very readily available. So, like we've had, like me doing my apprenticeship, I've basically gone. I've had to basically do some stuff again with these like extra bits added on, so they know it's me that's done the paperwork and not AI. But it's more just, it's got to progress so it stays modern. Like the second it's not modern and it's outdated, it's not representative. Like especially like I'm doing engineering. The second an engineering like qualification isn't up to date, it's not helpful. So it just needs to stay modern, but like in a way that's relevant and not just will push all these, like we're not just ticking boxes, we're actually still helping people learn.
That's all. Okay, so let's hope this positive change happens soon. That's the last question from me, and thank you again for sharing your thoughts so openly, and I really appreciate your time, and this has been very helpful for my final project. And so yeah, this is the end of our interview. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, don't worry. Thank you.